Hey everyone, Jammer here from Jammer's Wrestling Magazine Collection, and today I'm going to show the video I kind of promised you guys the other day when doing that video with the Honky Tonk Man, Ricky Steamboat, and Randy Savage. We're going to talk about this, the Intercontinental Championship. There it is. I don't know who's holding it there, but that's a nice looking shot of the title. I did my best to go through the magazines today and find as much as I could on the champions that held them, whether it be on the cover or a centerfold. And some guys, I just could not find stuff with the belt because it either happened way too fast, for example, the Attitude Era in 1999, and shockingly, I found some like a story about an Intercontinental champion. I didn't even think that would be possible because he only held it for a day. So let's start with this one here. The beginnings, it says this is December 1982 of the wrestler Morales versus Snuka. Does Pedro deserve to be Intercontinental champion? So that's the first cover I found talking about the Intercontinental title. It's Pedro Morales and Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Of course, Morales defeated Ken Patera for that title, who, of course, defeated Pat Patterson, who was the first Intercontinental champion. If there are magazine covers with those guys as champions, I do not own them because it would be maybe too far back. You know, the Intercontinental title was created in 79. Like I said, I have like 80 up, and I'm missing a lot of 80 and 81. I have a good chunk, but not enough. So there is a good chance that I don't have it. Pro Wrestling Mag's YouTube channel, probably, yeah, he would have it if they exist because he has every magazine. So shout out to him if you want to follow a great YouTube channel for wrestling magazines, because he has them all. So go check him out. And while I'm plugging, I'll plug Andrea A as well. Follow her channel. I always put those links in the description. So yeah, she does a lot of good stuff too, going through the magazines. But like I said, that was it for Morales. Next up, though, Don Morocco, the Beneficent Morocco. I'm the only real champion in the WWF. That's the Intercontinental title as of May 1983. This is Sports Review Wrestling. And the magazines beat the shit, but whatever, I got it. And that's a sweet-looking photo of Morocco with the Intercontinental title. He just looks like a champion. Honestly, he does. He just has that look. He's a big dude, and he looks like he could kick your ass. And I'm guessing he would if the chance was given. But there's the first real shot of a wrestler with the Intercontinental title. Next up, The Wrestler, February 1985. It is Greg Valentine wins Tito Santana's Intercontinental title, but does he deserve to be champion? There's no real good photo of Valentine with the title on any cover, which is strange because he held the belt for quite some time. I want to say January through August, maybe, of 85? No, wait, sorry. Yeah, 85. That was WrestleMania time. Or did he end up winning it in 84? He may have won it in 84. But I know he held it for a long, long time, and it was he made a good Intercontinental champion. Him and Tito had some great matches, and Tito did win it back. December 85. We got Intercontinental champion again, the resurrection of Tito Santana. It gets overshadowed, of course, by Arn and Ole Anderson, but a good shot of Tito and Greg there. They had some amazing matches through 1985, lumberjack matches, cage matches. So they went all out in their matches for the Intercontinental title. Now, October 86, we get Inside Wrestling, a small photo, which should be the bigger shot, I think, is WWF Intercontinental Champion Randy Savage, 5 contenders who can take his title and 5 who can't. The belt there is very shiny. That was when he won it at the Boston Garden. I can tell. The yellow trunks give it away. That's what he wore that night against Santana. The belt looks very shiny. And like I said in the other interview, the shine would wear off when Randy tried to color it or clean it, I should say. Look how dull it is there. I mean, it's a very dull looking title, but Mach probably didn't know at the time that that's what would happen. Ricky Steamboat, like I showed this video and the other video, the Intercontinental Champion. The only photo I found of Ricky with the title, there it is on a program magazine for the WWF. And right here, this is talking about, we get our first talk with the Honky Tonk Man. This is October 87 of The Wrestler. It says the Honky Tonk Man wins the Intercontinental title. It's Randy Savage, the fans' only hope. So they're hyping Macho Man, big face turn, going after Honky for the Intercontinental title. Would he win it from Honky? He did not. He had 2 great matches with Honky. Of course, here's Honky with the title. I showed this one the other day. Good looking shot, though, of Wayne there with the IC title. And, of course, the other one is the Sports Review Wrestling, January 88 with the Intercontinental title, looking spiffy as ever, as Elvis there. With the IC title. Now, Honky Tonk Man would go on to lose the Intercontinental title at SummerSlam 88 in like 30 seconds to the Ultimate Warrior. There is a really good shot of the Ultimate Warrior with the Intercontinental title in a WWF magazine from 1988. I do not own that magazine, unfortunately. I haven't gotten around to getting it or even finding it online to get. But I did find this, The Wrestler, January 1989. There's the Ultimate Warrior with the Intercontinental title. Ultimate Warrior's mission, impossible, destroy Randy Savage for Hulk Hogan. No, Warrior's mission at the time was to feud with Ravishing Rick Rude for the Intercontinental Championship. That would take place at WrestleMania 5 in 1989. The only real good shot of Rude and Warrior for the Intercontinental title is this PWI of August 89. Look at that little photo there, and the caption says, Ultimate Warrior dethroned Rick Rude captures the WWF IC belt. So no cover photo of Rude with the Intercontinental title. Not really much in any magazine about it, really. And that's a crying shame. I mean, looking back at this, I feel like a lot of these big moments got overlooked, and for some strange reason, I don't know why. But I did find this. This is the December 1989 of Sports Review Wrestling. And at the top here, we got A Decade of Glory, the Intercontinental title. So let's take a look inside at this because I'm interested to see what they all show here. So we got right here Intercontinental title, the Intercontinental title, A Decade of Glory. And there's the first champion right there, Pat Patterson. Nice shot of him with the title belt there. So at least I get to see it there. And I got that going for me. We got Ken Patera with the Intercontinental title here. And then we got Pedro Morales, of course, the first ever 2-time Intercontinental champion in the WWF history. Then we got the Magnificent Morocco. He's the second 2-time Intercontinental champion. Tito Santana there. He'd be the third in a row to be the 2-time Intercontinental champion. Then we have, I believe it should go Greg the Hammer Valentine. Yep, there's the Hammer with the Intercontinental title. There's Randy Macho Man Savage there. Next up should be a Ricky Steamboat. There he is, the Dragon. Then the Honky Tonk Man. And we should have the Ultimate Warrior. And last but not least, at this time frame, Ravishing Rick Rude. So there's Rude with the Intercontinental title there at least, so we get to see that. But yeah, it's an interesting, I mean, that's kind of a cool one, right? You get to see the champions at the time. And now, you know, that would take up a whole magazine to go through the history of the Intercontinental Championship. So what happened next was Rude lost it back to the Warrior. Warrior then had to give up the belt because he won the heavyweight title. Mr. Perfect won in a tournament, and you know what? I cannot find a single cover photo that I own of Mr. Perfect with the Intercontinental title. But I did find that the man who defeated him for it at SummerSlam, the Texas Tornado. There's that one right there. He's holding the Intercontinental title. This is from Sports Review Wrestling, December 1990. So there's a shot of Kerry, the Texas Tornado, right? He's got the Intercontinental title. But nothing in regards of Mr. Perfect. Not even Perfect's second run. I didn't find anything. But I did find the man who defeated him for it. And that would be Inside Wrestling, April 92. I'm using this shot here of Brett with the Intercontinental title. I believe that's the trophy he won, too, that year in the WWF. Or I think, I don't know, you know, Andrea would know this because she's a big Bret Hart fan. At least I would hope she would know this one. It was either for like the most popular wrestler in the WWF or something like that. I forget, but I know Bret won an award, like a big trophy, because of something of popularity or praise or something in the WWF at the time. Bret, here's another good shot of the Bret with the Intercontinental title, just because I like that shot of Bret there. It's a good, I mean, that should be a bigger photo. It looks really nice. The belt looks shiny. It looks good. Bret is probably, you know, just getting ready to be at his best. I mean, Bret was always at his best, but I mean, he got really good in the, you know, I'd say 92. He really started coming into it, and that's when he became champ. So this is the one I was shocked about. It's the Wrestler March 92 edition. Shocking. The Mountie's Megavolt charge to Bret Hart's Intercontinental title. That's right. The Mountie became Intercontinental champion. He held it for a day or two or something like that. He won it, I think, on a Friday, lost it to Roddy Piper on a Sunday, so maybe 2 days. Still incredible that there's actually a story in here that on the Mountie winning the Intercontinental title. Mountie would lose it to Roddy Piper. Like I said, I don't have any shots of Piper with the belt, unfortunately, and any photos here. I do have, however, Bret and the Bulldog for SummerSlam 92. This is Inside Wrestling, October 92. Bret, of course, will defend let me try that again. Bret would defend the belt against the Bulldog in the main event of SummerSlam over in England. Bulldog would take the title and hold it for 2 months before losing it to this man right here, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, the Intercontinental Champion. Shawn would dominate that title from October of 92 until May of 1993 when he lost it to Marty Jannetty for 3 weeks. I do not have any photos or posters of Jannetty with the Intercontinental title. I guess that reign just nothing. It wasn't done and quick enough. I guess I don't know. They couldn't get the photos, but Razor Ramon would end up taking the Intercontinental title off of Shawn Michaels after he beat Jannetty for it because Shawn Michaels got suspended. He had to give up the Intercontinental Championship. So Razor Ramon here. I don't have a cover photo of him in 93 or 94 with it, but I do have this, a poster of Razor with the Intercontinental title. But yeah, strangely enough, no, there was cover photos of Razor in 1994 and 95, never with the Intercontinental title for PWI. And coming up, there is one for, I think it's the Wrestler or something, but it's very small. I'll show that coming up. The match that Razor won the Intercontinental Championship in was on Monday Night Raw against Rick Martel. Even the WWF magazine ripped off Razor for that. They show Razor in the match with Martel. They don't show him holding up the Intercontinental title. Not even on the cover. But so I feel like Razor got ripped off with that one when they could have easily did a shot with him with the IC title. So he ended up holding that belt, Razor did, from October of 93 until I believe it was late April of 94 on WWF Superstars, when he lost it to this man. This is the Wrestler, March 95, and at the bottom there, Big Daddy Cool Diesel. There's the Intercontinental Champion, Big D right there. He took the title from Razor, held it until SummerSlam 94, when he lost it back to Razor Ramon. Razor would go on to lose the belt to Jeff Jarrett, and I didn't find any photos with Jeff Jarrett with the Intercontinental title in my looking here of things. I didn't see anything. No cover photos. No. If there was some, I missed it. It wasn't on the cover to let me know that it's inside. So Jeff Jarrett, though, would lose the Intercontinental Championship to the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels at July of 95 in your house. This is December 95, the Wrestler. There is Shawn with the Intercontinental title once again. He's the 3-time Intercontinental Champion now. And he would go on to hold that belt until October, losing it to Dean Douglas. I don't have anything with Dean Douglas with the belt because Dean only held it for a while. But here's Shawn. This is pretty much like, this is SummerSlam, but this is pretty much the era that Shawn was looking like when he lost the belt to Douglas. Douglas would hold it for 20 minutes, and he would lose the belt to the bad guy, Razor Ramon. So there's Razor there, a small photo of him with the Intercontinental title. This is the wrestler from March 1996. So Razor is now on his 4th Intercontinental title reign. At the time, that was the record, was 4, and Razor was had the honor of being that guy. He would hold the belt from October of 95 to January 96, when he would lose it to, at the Royal Rumble, Goldust. And there's Goldust with the Intercontinental title. Again, no cover photo of Goldust with the Intercontinental title. I'm glad the poster had it. I was actually kind of shocked. I was thinking there's no way it's going to have it. It did. I was happy about that. Goldust would hold the Intercontinental title 2 times in his run there. He had I don't know what it was, an undecisive victory win or whatever with Savio Vega, and they kind of like held the title up and has said next week we'll have a rematch, and Goldust beat Savio, thus becoming a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. I mean, I always found those things were kind of shitty for the wrestler. I mean, Savio Vega ends up not even holding the Intercontinental title. Like, they have a thing where it's like, well, did Savio win it or did Goldust win it? Oh, we better hold it up, and then next week Goldust wins it back. So it's like, it's kind of it's just a rip, I think. Like, it's just an unneeded Intercontinental title add to Goldust, right? He could have just been a 1-time. Already he's a 2-time now because of that. Jeff Jarrett had that happen too in 95 with a match with Bob Holly, and it made no sense. Anyways, Goldust held the Intercontinental title to June, lost it to Ahmed Johnson. I did not find any photos or covered photos of Ahmed with the Intercontinental title. He got stripped of that when he got injured, and again, Mark Merrill won it in a tournament. I don't have anything that I know of with him with the belt. And then Hunter Hearst Helmsley won it. And again, for Hunter Hearst Helmsley winning the belt, like, you think that would have been on a cover photo. Nothing. But at the time, the NWO was so hot. They were like on every cover photo at the time, it seems. Just NWO this, NWO that. Hunter would lose it to Rocky Maivia. Again, nothing about Rocky with the Intercontinental title. But Rocky would lose it to Owen Hart. And this is as close as I can get to seeing something with Owen Hart with the Intercontinental title, and you can't even see the belt, but the belt is there. You see Owens holding the belt. He tag titles, European, Intercontinental, it's all there, and Owens got them all, but you just can't see them because Brett and Davey are in the way. So that's as close as you're going to get to Owen Hart having the title belt on a cover. Now, I'm going to open something up here because I found something in my lookings with doing my research for this. In a Raw magazine here, this one, it says down at the bottom here, where was it at? I'm pretty sure it was this one. Yeah, right at the bottom. The complete history of the Intercontinental title. Let's take a look at that in here then, because this is 1997 now. So let's see what they do for that and what they talk about. Page 54. Okay, so well, that's interesting how they do it. This is all they give you. Just like who won it and the date and how they won it. And yeah, not really that special. And then they give you a photo of Steamboat and Honky when Honky won the belt. So that's kind of I mean, I figured they would have went a little better to show the history there. But no, that's all you get. Anyways, Owen Hart loses the belt to Steve Austin. who gets injured. Owen Hart wins in a tournament, loses at Steve Austin again. Steve hands the belt over to The Rock. The Rock loses it to Triple H. Again, none of this stuff is in any of the magazines because at the time, these title changes were happening so quickly, and they would get a lot faster. Rock was the longest Intercontinental Champion, I believe, at that time frame, from December to August of '98 when he lost it to Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Then Ken Shamrock would win it. Then Val Venus, the Road Dogg, the Godfather, or was it? No, it was Goldust. Goldust beat Road Dogg, then the Godfather. Then it was Jeff Jarrett. Then it was Edge. Then it was Jeff Jarrett, D'Lo Brown, Jeff Jarrett. It went on. And Chyna then came in and beat Jeff Jarrett. Then, after all that, we actually get a cover with the Intercontinental title. Chyna lost the Intercontinental title to Chris Jericho. Here we finally see the Intercontinental title has made the cover again. Chris Jericho with the belt, even though it's covered up because of all the context and writing and everything there. But that's Inside Wrestling of June 2000. Jericho makes the cover with the Intercontinental title. Thankfully, we see the IC title back on the cover where it belongs. And the last one I found for the Intercontinental title on the cover, and it's a shit cover, it really is. Inside Wrestling, July 2000. We see Kurt Angle, and he's holding the European and Intercontinental title belts right there, and you can't even see the belts. You know, just ridiculous. You couldn't find a better photo than that for Kurt Angle. I mean, come on. So that's up to like 2000. There's no Chris Benoit footage or Eddie Guerrero or anything like that. I don't have magazines, so maybe they do exist with them holding the titles on the cover or posters or something. But that's all I found for the Intercontinental title. And it's kind of weird to think like a belt that's so prestigious and so important to the WWF, WWE, whatever you want to call it. They should have had more of a vocal point for the magazine covers. A lot of the greatest matches from 1980 to 2000 were for the Intercontinental title at times. And the fact that some of the stuff got overlooked for other things, I don't know. I guess at the time when the publishers and the editors and the writers are doing these magazines, they only have so many photos to work with, so they got to work around those photos of what they can do the stories on. And I know at the time the WWF wasn't really allowing the photographers from outside wrestling magazines to come in and do photos because Vince wanted his own photographers to do the photos for his own magazine. And I don't know really how Bill Apter and them were able to get back in with Vince McMahon's good grace to get in there to take photos. My guess is I don't know, maybe it was around WrestleMania 11. I know when Lawrence Taylor wrestled Bam Bam Bigelow, it was kind of a big deal. And I remember there was a lot of photographers at ringside, like from everywhere, from every country, every publisher. You know, that was a huge deal to have LT, a football player. I believe he played for the New York football team. I'm not a big football guy. I'm pretty sure LT played for New York. And he was wrestling Bam Bam. So they had a lot of photographers. That may have been when Vince allowed everyone to come back in. I really don't know. I do know I'm pretty sure the photos that they used in magazines of the WWF stuff was probably... It was always very far away photos, so it makes you wonder if the photographers just bought a ticket and sat 12 rows back, 15 rows back, and put a zoom on their camera and tried to get the best photos they could, because I really don't know how else they got them. They were definitely not photos from ringside, that's for sure. So there it is, the Intercontinental title, the history of it as best as I could do from the beginning till 2000. Of course, the Intercontinental title has changed a lot since. Razor Ramon, like I said, was a 4-time Intercontinental champion. Jeff Jarrett was the first wrestler to hold the title 6 times. And I believe Chris Jericho holds the record of being a 9-time Intercontinental champion. I think The Miz is close. I think The Miz has it 8 times, if I remember correctly. But Yeah, it's just like Razor Ramon's big deal of being a first ever 4-time Intercontinental champion got overshadowed so fast in once the Attitude Era hit, and especially in the last like 10 years. Like Wade Barrett is like a 5-time Intercontinental champion. Um, it's just crazy. I think Triple H is a 5-time Intercontinental champion. Um, yeah, it's just nuts. You know how quickly titles changed hands once TV ratings and Monday Night Wars became an issue for Vince McMahon and the WWF/WWE. Well, all right. So this is the Intercontinental title video. What is your favorite Intercontinental title match? Who was your favorite Intercontinental champion? Okay, so for me, my favorite Intercontinental title match, if I had to pick one, oh man, I don't know if I have one. There's a lot that I liked. Brett and Perfect at SummerSlam. I liked Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon at SummerSlam in the ladder match, the one where Shawn retained the belt. I liked that ladder match better than WrestleMania 10's. That's just my opinion. I thought it was much more creative. Yeah, like Macho and Steamboat, of course, always pretty good, right? I mean, everyone always talks about that WrestleMania 3 match. I actually like their house show matches. If you get a hold of Best of the WWF volume, I think it was volume 9, they have an amazing house show match from Maple Leaf Gardens as like the first match on the tape. And I believe on some of the Macho Man Blu-rays that came out in the last few years and unreleased DVDs and all that, there's some house show matches with Steamboat and Savage, which I thought were way better than WrestleMania 3. But yeah, and then like newer stuff, like, I don't know, Seth Rollins made a pretty good Intercontinental champion. Maybe I'm just impartial because I like him, but I remember him and Dolph Ziggler had some pretty good matches. Ziggler and The Miz had really good matches too for the Intercontinental title. So again, it's like the workhorse title. It's the belt that it was supposed to be like almost like a stepping stone. Like if this guy can carry this title, he could probably be world champion if we need him in a pinch to do so. As time went on, it just became an ordinary, just, nothing title. Anyone could hold it at any time for no reason. And that's kind of sucks when in the 80s and 90s it was kind of prestigious to hold that title, right? So, all right. So, yeah, again, give me your favorite Intercontinental title match. Give me your favorite Intercontinental champion. I'd love to hear it. Leave a comment. Do so, please. And thanks for watching. And until I do another video, I'll talk to you guys later.